Hey everyone, welcome back replay viewers. I hope you all can hear me well. I'm in a little different spot than I was yesterday. I'm probably going to check YouTube and stuff real quick and make sure that we are good to go. Just my alarm to remind me that we're doing this today. So, I sent the link to Matt and hopefully he's able to make it in with us this time. But we're going to talk about just that WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like all that, woo, a lot of stuff happened. So we're going to get my thoughts, Matt's thoughts, your thoughts, and we're going to do it all before we wind up at Raw Before Mania. Let me see. Let me get the ticker tape going here. Yeah, baby. Welcome to the Wrestling Fluency Hangout. Whoop, whoop. Clicking to see if we're on. See if we're on. Yep, we're live. So we're good to go on the YouTube front. See if we're... It's weird. There's such a delay between when I say it and when it plays on the screen. That's crazy. And let me check our Twitch. We've got plenty of time to do so right now since nobody is currently watching, thankfully. I wish I knew how to get all this set up beforehand, but I don't. That's okay. Oh, it says I've got a viewer. Hello, viewer. We're just getting set up and gonna hang out before the Raw Before Mania. Are you watching Raw Before Mania? You popped out. It's okay. I hate this part for the replay viewers because I'm sure you guys are like, you guys gonna do anything? And I'm like, yeah, we really are. We are. Just give me a sec here. I just gotta make sure that we are live on all of the things. This is new to us. Usually Matt and I record a pre-recorded show and everything like that, but this is new. Yep. We're up and going. So, waiting on Matt, waiting on viewers. But we're talking about what all happened at Mania. Oh my gosh. My friends are messaging me and going, hey, do you want to play this video game with me? And I'm like, well, I do, but I also really want to do this. So I'm going to do this for now. Okay, thanks. Better message them and tell them that, though. I use Discord a lot now, and I'm really thinking of starting one for the show. Me and a friend were able to live stream in Discord, and I really like that. I like that you can watch things together with your friends and stuff. So I really want to do that again. We may or may not have watched WrestleMania, a portion of it, in our Discord server. Okay, my Discord isn't working to be able to tell them. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll get an alert that we went live. I guess I should message Matt. I already did, but we'll see. I don't know if you guys have Discord, but I have it on my phone, and it's super annoying that it'll just stop working. I've had to uninstall it and reinstall it 3 or 4 times. I just cleared the cache. It's like, come on, But anyway, we'll hit up Matt, see if we can get Matt on the line. Okay. So, Matt's Matt's working on getting in. As you know, sometimes he has trouble getting in these calls because of our wonderful, wonderful internet that we have. More phone alarm going off. Mm-hmm. I did my makeup for this live stream, and I haven't in a long time. And I did not realize that you can barely see makeup on camera anymore. I'm like, oh, I should have done brighter colors. But like in person, I look like I have so much makeup on my face, and I don't normally wear makeup at all, so it's really weird. But what's funny is on camera, I have this like little U shape here that's really bright, but it's not like that in person. Like these little things right here are just the top of my cheeks. It's weird. It's weird. Getting older is weird. Your face does weird things, but whatever. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about WrestleMania, not a makeup or beauty session. Considering mostly men watch wrestling related things, I'm sure you guys could care less. But sitting here staring at my own face, waiting for my podcasting partner to hop in, I'm like, oh, noticing some things. But it'll be okay. Just waiting on the $1 million Matt. Did your Monday go well today, guys? I feel like mine went really fast, faster than I had anticipated. I looked up and all of a sudden it was freaking 4:30 and I was like, but I did spend a lot of it fussing on Twitter. I'm not even going to lie. I've been fussing a lot on Twitter. Oh, looks like Matt's in our green room. Matt. We see you there. But we've got you on the screen, Matt, but I don't hear you. You have your... Yeah, it's got no sound coming out of you on my end. So, do you have a microphone or anything like that? Poor Matt. It's funny because the Instagram live stream works amazing for Matt, but it doesn't work as well. This one doesn't work as well. And it's weird because we've live streamed with this before, so I don't know why. Just like yesterday and today, it's giving us a fuss. But you probably want to go into your settings, Matt, and just see if you can like turn on your microphone. Because if you're using your phone or your laptop, you should have an internal microphone. I'm using my internal microphone right now because I just didn't have time to get my podcasting microphone hooked up. So hopefully everyone can still hear me pretty well. I'm sure they'll let me know if they can't. Oh dear. I don't even know where to tell you to look. Yeah, okay, it would be in settings. So, hold on a second, Matt. I'm going to message you a picture of what it looks like on my computer. Maybe it'll help you with your computer. People are like live on air. They're figuring stuff out. This is so funny. Settings. Doo, doo, doo. Hopefully this helps Matt. Matt was really upset yesterday that he didn't get to join us, guys. And as much as I like talking to people who come and view, I would appreciate being able to, speak with Matt and the listeners. I hope that helps. I don't know what your setup looks like. Matt says, bear with him. His computer's acting up still. He's doing his best. I don't have it up yet, but we do have a donate button, and I really should get our donate button up and going, and get our Patreon up and going, but definitely our donate up and going, so we can all maybe band together and get the $1 Million Matt a laptop that's not trying to end his podcasting career. My computer, on the other hand, is slowly trying to run out of juice. Gonna get my cord. Uh-oh. I may have to do some situating myself here. Because if I got 21%. So we'll see. We'll just see how long this takes. But in the meantime, we will get to chatting about WrestleMania. As you know, WrestleMania was this past weekend. It's broken up into 2 nights. WrestleMania 39. Bizarre to think that it was 39. Like, I remember, like it was yesterday, WrestleMania 17, which is one of the best WrestleManias we've ever had. And so we had night 1, which I think everybody across the board agreed that it was just such a great night. WrestleMania 1. Like, can you imagine being so hyped up and like being there and then coming out the next night and it being like it was this past Sunday? Oof. Okay, so you know how WrestleMania always has like really good matches and then just fuckery. It's the best way I know how to put it. Fuckery. Loto is on. UFC is on. Oh, well, okay. Feel free to watch that. But WrestleMania generally has like some fuckery on its card. And I feel like yesterday and the day before, so Saturday and Sunday, that all the good matches really were put on night 1 and the fuckery was saved for night 2. And they were doing that because they knew that people would watch anyway because they wanted to see the culmination of the Roman and Cody story. We also got news this morning, and it was kind of breaking last night, but it is new now, that WWE has been bought by Endeavor. It's a company that will house both UFC and WWE now. So it's going to be a sports and entertainment company. Very interesting. Triple H is staying on in his role. Vince McMahon is staying on in an executive kind of role. I don't know how I feel about that necessarily. I'm not the biggest Mr. McMahon fan lately, and not even due to his multiple scandals he's been having lately, although that does make me not like him very much. Just the way he's run the product the past few years. It's not been an entertaining show in a really long time, and the few guys that do break it through and become entertaining, it really has felt like a concentrated effort to make sure that they don't get the limelight they deserve. Oh, my nose. And I think that a lot of people feel that way again. You remember, okay, so if you were watching during the Daniel Bryan days, there was the whole storyline going on with the Authority and the Authority keeping him down and everything like that. And that storyline worked because people really believed it. They really felt like Vince was backstage not giving Daniel Bryan the chance, even though he was obviously a fan favorite. I feel like after this past Sunday's questionable end to the WrestleMania main event, I feel like people probably have that same feeling again, where a lot of people were thinking Hunter's here and it's going to be so much better because Hunter's here. And we did get, like, we got people brought back that we had seen released and we really wanted to see again. And just, there was a lot of, like, goodwill with the WWE after Vince finally got taken out. And, you know, Triple H took over. And then, so we were in a honeymoon period with that. Matt has spoken about that multiple times on the podcast, the honeymoon period that all us fans were feeling. And then, you know, things just started falling flat. The Fiend fell flat. Next thing you know, Vince McMahon is back. Like, things have been so unstable, and the fan base has really felt that, but hoped for the best. And now, after what happened with Cody Rhodes, they're just, oh, let the story play out. Let the story play out. And really trying to push this narrative to where people shouldn't be questioning. Like, well, oh my gosh, guys, you have to just let the story play out. Like the story leading up to last night, it hadn't been a year in the making. Okay, yeah, let the story play out. We did. Oh no, my computer's saying it's only got a few minutes left. I'm gonna have to pivot. I'm gonna have to pivot. Stay with me. Moving some things around. I'm thankful that there's this blurring feature on here, so y'all can't see my mess of a room right now. It's like my little area where I work at, so it's so just in need of organizing and cleaning. Like, stuff behind me, it needs a shelf. Cannons to the left of me, cannons to the right. Hopefully this does not die before I get this plugged in. But my little stand, we're a high value company over here. But anyway, so the internet's popping off about this Cody Rhodes thing, and rightfully so. And there's a few school of thoughts on it, to be honest, but there's some, like, dominating ones. And I know which one I'm a part of. And I'm interested to know which school you're a part of, because I'm totally fine with being wrong, but in my opinion, I'm not. Hi, guys. Don't mind the garbage can right there. A girl gotta do what a girl gotta do. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Matt, I think I hear you. Can you hear me? Well, I can hear you, even if you can't necessarily hear me. And I'm trying to just find a place to sit because my computer is dying. It was my idea to do this, and I was still unprepared to do this. So, yeah. Eventually, we're going to become live streamers that know what they're doing. But, like, 5 o'clock snuck up on me so fast. And then next thing I knew, it was time to go live. And I was like, shit. But I see that we have 2 viewers now. Hello, viewers. Welcome to our stream. We're talking about just our thoughts and feelings on WrestleMania and, wanting to talk with other fans, see what they're thinking. So if you have an opinion, please chime in. We're trying to get the $1 Million Matt in here. He's the gentleman you see on the screen. And I can hear him, but I don't know that he can hear me. We will just have to see. Well, this works. But I look kind of like a ghost. But that's okay. A ghost I am. So, I'm going to take these off because there's no point if I can't hear Matt right now anyway. So, anyway. WrestleMania coming on. I'm going to start just going into the matches and my opinions on them, and we will try to get Matt in here as soon as we can. But so the first match for WrestleMania was John Cena versus Austin Theory, and I liked the match overall. It's pretty much what I thought it was going to be. I did see an awful lot of age shaming going on online, and I don't really like that. Like, your favorite wrestlers are gonna get older. Everybody is. There's no need to continuously comment on that. And you saw that with John Cena and Trish Stratus. Oh my God, there was so much like conversation about whether she had plastic surgery or not. I'm like, she's a person in entertainment. Hello, did you see Mr. McMahon and the stuff he did? Mr. McMahon's facelift, his Botox, his fillers, that mustache, that just for men hair color. People in entertainment keep up appearances because they see their faces 100,000 times. Oh yeah, I can hear you, Matt. You're coming through loud and clear. It's saying you don't have a good connection, but I did hear you just then. Until we get Matt back, I'm gonna just boop myself up here. Oh. So while Matt's still working, you'll hear him in the background. We're trying to get him in here. It's just one of those things, you know. Anyway, Austin and Cena, they had a good match. I don't feel like Cena moves really any differently than he has the past few times. But of course, John Cena moves slower than John Cena at 26 did. He's 45. But the way people were talking, you would think he was like 105. And I was like, And someone made a comment about his body. I was like, his body still looks fantastic. I know he still is in super shape. I don't know why you would be dissing him for this. I think it's because he didn't have a tan. He just had like normal John Cena.
What up?
Matt, hey!
Yep, loud. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You are kind of breaking up, though. I can hear you, but you are kind of breaking up. I wish there was a way we could just do audio, because I feel like the video is maybe what's tripping you.
Yeah, no.
There might be a way.
I think,
back in your settings.
I think we're both unprepared. And my computer keeps ups.
Did you try it from your phone? Your phone might work better in this situation. Okay, lost you again. Back to the conversation about. Oh. Okay, you just keep cutting out, Matt. Maybe, I was going to say maybe we could pop on Instagram Live and I could screen share. I'm not sure on that. I think I can. Yeah, I can screen. If you want to. Okay. Let me send a message. Hey, Matt, I'm live on the air. If you want to go on Instagram Live, I can try to screen share it, and that way we'll both show up on Instagram Live and on this stream. We'll see how that works. Let me pull up my Instagram just in case he says yes to that. Don't mind that noise. That's my cats destroying everything as cats do by nature. Anyway. So Cena Theory, it was a good match. I think everybody expected it to be one of the better matches of the night, and it was. But like I don't think everybody anticipated all of the other matches being as good as they were. They really were. So after Cena and Theory, and Theory went over, which was the right call to make in that situation, we got, I think it was the title match? Like not the title match, the 6-woman tag with Trish and Lita and Damage Control, which is Bayley, Dakota Sky, and Io Dakota Kai and Io Sky. So we got their match, and to be honest, in the beginning, I wasn't really feeling the match. I was like, this is nice for a nostalgia match, whatever. Lita, although she is like my all-time favorite and why I started watching wrestling really a lot, was, she was moving slow. And that's okay because, again, Lita's like 48 now. I would love, if I cannot do a backflip now, I definitely am not going to be able to do it at 48. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll make that a goal to do a backflip by 48.
Stash.
It may be the last thing I do. Oh, Matt, I think you're back. Oh. No. Just all of a sudden mustache came through. He must have been talking about Mr. McMahon. But anyway, yeah, so the match at first I wasn't really feeling it, but they got me. They got me somehow. They got me into it. Lita was moving slower, like I said, but still her and Trish didn't miss a minute. Trish was doing great. I don't know necessarily that I like the idea of titles not being defended at WrestleMania, but considering it's the women's tag division and they really just don't have like a good division right now, fair enough. You know what I mean? It was good for the nostalgia match, and it was a surprisingly good match. It exceeded my expectations of what I thought that match was going to deliver. Let's see. What was the match after that? Let me pull it up. 2 viewers. Hello, second viewer. Nice to see you. We're just chatting about WrestleMania and how we felt about WrestleMania. Feel free to talk about what you think about WrestleMania and how it went. We're getting close to the Raw after Mania. So, yeah. Oh, I'm so silly. Brock and oh, wait. No, this was night 2. This was night 2. I'm looking at night 2. I was like, Brock and I almost forgot. But no, that was the second night, which I have thoughts on that. So, yeah. Theory and Cena, we talked about them. These must not be in order, but I think after Lita and Trish and them, we got the men's, or maybe the men's Fatal 4-Way came before them. I don't remember necessarily. I know those were like right after, one after the other. I was totally shocked by that. They did such a good job. The men did. I had no interest in that match going into it. I was like, yeah, Fatal 4-Way tag team match. Loved it. Thought it was great. Thought there was the appropriate amount of spots in it. And I think it did a lot to get the teams over. So good to know. I even liked Valhalla, and I'm not too big on her. So, we also had on that card, we had the Mysterios. Dominic maybe had one of the best entrances in the last 10 years. That was so funny that he's coming out with like the cops and everything like that. Like, come on, dude. Just such a chicken shit heel thing to do. Love it. Loved it a lot. Matt's back in the lobby. Maybe he'll make it on screen this time. Ray was, of course, wonderful with his tribute to Eddie with his entrance. Snoop Dogg driving the car out was perfect. Everything about that was perfect. The spots in this match were great. They told a great story. Loved that match. Nothing negative to say about it, really. Seth and Logan Paul was really funny. It was a good match. It demonstrated Logan's aptitude for wrestling, just his raw talent. Seth was commanding that match so well. He directed Logan so well. The Prime bottle, I was like, who is in the Prime bottle? And I thought his brother was in it. I was like, it's his brother. His brother's in there. Jake Paul. Jake Paul's in there. And no, it was KSI, which was funny. That spot on the table was great. And, it was nice to see no one get hurt. Always love to see no one get hurt in those big scary, especially because he's not trained like the rest of the people. We had Charlotte Flair versus Rhea, and that was a historic match and a career-defining match. Legendary for those two women. It was awesome. I know it was going to be a good match, but I just didn't anticipate it being that good. I just did not know that they would have me so in the palm of their hands. And they both looked super strong. They sold like they were selling like water to people in the desert. It was just, I don't even have the words to express how good it was. The best match of that night, period. It was the true main event of WrestleMania Night 1. Just, if you are a fan of women's wrestling, my cat, if you're a fan of women's wrestling, Rhea and Charlotte Night 1, WrestleMania 39 is in your portfolio as one of the greatest women's matches of all time. They are two incredible athletes on another level. And so we then go on to the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. These guys worked a more modern style, which is not necessarily my favorite style, but I do like parts of it. It just depends on if they get too spot happy. Matt said he's going to try with our IG Live. We'll see how that goes. Got to switch over to the correct account. Oh. Well, I don't know what to do about that. Let me find Wrestling Fluency on here. We're trying, guys.
Hi.
We're going to figure out how to do this eventually. Just doing it.
Come on.
Matt's over on Instagram Live, trying to do an Instagram Live. I'm trying to accept that, except on this laptop, I'm not logged into my personal Instagram, and I don't remember the password for my personal Instagram. So Matt's having to send it to the Instagram I'm logged into. Eventually, we've had about 30 minutes left. Eventually, we might actually get our stupid faces both on screen. You know what I mean? But until that point, we're doing the best we can. So, all in all, WrestleMania Night 1 was a wild success, and it had me really pumped up for Night 2. And then Night 2 came, and I'm going to wait until I can get Matt on here to talk to you about part 2. Mm-hmm. When? I'm not seeing it, Matt. I'm not seeing the request. So while Matt's still working on that, I guess I will continue. So WrestleMania 2, night 2, for WrestleMania 39, night 2. It had the piss break matches. It had the matches that like people were just like, why is this on the card? It had no LA Knight or Bobby Lashley, which people were very upset about. But it did have Brock versus Omos, or Oz, I forget how to say that guy's name, but it did have him. And it was a short match. It wasn't that bad. It was better than I thought it would be. There were some spots that I was genuinely impressed with. I just don't really care for the Omos character, and that like him being this giant guy is not really a selling point for me. The powerhouse people are not really my favorite style of wrestling. So it was fine. I don't really understand why that needed to be the match that we got, but it is the match that we got. Let me find the card, the second card.
Well, I'm here and trying to figure out my technical issues here.
Matt trying to figure out his technical issues.
Trying to get Brandie on our conversation we're going to have before Raw starts. So
you can hear Matt talking in the
my
background.
God, you got to be kidding me, Instagram. Come on, dude.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Matt. I don't know. I don't know why things aren't working out for you over there. Anyway, let me pull up the night 2 final card and we can discuss that. We had Asuka versus Bianca Belair. It was a good match. Bianca's entrance was very important to a lot of people, especially women of color and young women of color. They were, I think they called the Compton Dream dancers. I'm not sure. I don't remember offhand. But I know that the little girl who was the contortionist in the beginning, it was announced later at the press conference that her mother had passed away earlier that day. And she still wanted to come and perform. So, that's very sad. My mother has passed away, so I understand the pain of losing your parent. But she's so young, it just breaks my heart. She's 5, I think. That's really sad. But I just really love how Bianca always incorporates young Black talent into her big entrances like that. I think that's really important. I saw some women of color discussing it online and how they love how she is just unapologetically Black girl magic. And I think that's really sweet. And it makes me happy that they feel represented and seen by her. And she's such a good role model for anyone, period. But it just makes me happy that culturally she has so much significance and that she's such a big star. I think that's great. And that entrance was fire. Those girls danced amazing. I was so impressed with them. We had the women's tag team fatal 4-way on this show. I did not pay attention through half of it, to be honest, because out of all of those women, nothing against them, I have not cared a single bit about anything to do with their tag teams. Sorry. WWE has done nothing to build those tag teams, which, who's surprised there? Nobody. Loto says I. So yeah. We had a Hell in a Cell match that got cut a little short because Finn actually really did get hurt He is doing okay. They stapled his head ringside and then they finished it. It's kind of disappointing to have the Brood Edge and like nothing really broody about it. It's not the Brood music. Gangrel wasn't there. Christian wasn't there. It was still cool. He had like a Jeepers Creepers fetish mask made of disco ball mirrors. That was cool. It was a match, and a lot of people though disagree that Edge went over. They felt like Finn should have went over. It's been so long since we've seen the Demon Finn Balor, and it got beat. Of course, I'm not a fan of the WWE version of the Demon anyway. I think the Independence version of it was 1,000 times better. Triple threat for the Intercontinental title was a banger on banger. It was so good. Those guys beat the shit out of each other. I want to see it again, run it back. The Intercontinental title scene is spicing up, and I'm here for it. I love Gunther. I think he's an amazing athlete. And Sheamus and Drew keep my attention. I'm not a fan of the big guys colliding matches, but this match was really good. It just had some really good wrestling spots in it too. I liked it. The Miz and Snoop Dogg. We had the return of Shane O'Mac during this whole segment, and Shane decided he was going to do a leapfrog and blew out his quad. So Jessica Carr had to call it on the fly. Want to see a girl streamer who says she knocked a guy out. I have never knocked anyone out, so that would not be me. Anyway, Shane blew the quad. They had to call an audible. Snoop did a really good job just coming up with random things to say on the fly. And, he hit him with the Snoop Dogg elbow. It was adorable to see Snoop Dogg run the ropes. I was really appreciative of it. And I think that is everything leading up to the main event, which was Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. It was a good match. I liked it. It also was probably the most disappointing thing of the night because it didn't end how I thought it should. It didn't end how I thought it should. Plain and simple. The guys did amazing work. I was even okay with the shenanigans with Solo and the Usos because I thought the payoff on the end would be Cody prevailing and finishing the story. And it wasn't. A lot of people feel very differently about this, but I am of the persuasion that there was no better time to do this story than now. There's only two people in the entire world who could have told this story, and that is Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. It's Dusty's story. It's the Rhodes family story, and I feel like it was shit on by blowing it. And a lot of people are, trust the process in the story. The story's been a year in the build. My thing is, if it wasn't gonna be Cody, because it wasn't Drew, because it needed to be this one. It wasn't Sammy because it needed to be Cody. Now it's not Cody because it needs to be somebody else. Also, Roman can get those 1,000 days. Like, who gives a shit? I can't tell you who the last person was that had a reign this long. And I've been watching wrestling since I was 5. So I've been watching wrestling like 30 years. And I can't tell you, because in the end, you don't really care. That's like a statistic that people can put in their little books and shit. No one actually cares. But the storyline for Roman has been so good leading up to here. This was the natural conclusion for it. And they just fucked it all up, in my opinion. I know people will disagree with me. And I don't care. Disagree with me. That's fine. I disagree with you. If it wasn't going to be Cody, then when he came back at Royal Rumble, he shouldn't have won. And everybody's talking about storytelling. And as someone who is a writer, I know a thing or two about storytelling and about the 3-act structure and about the hero's journey. Okay. And everyone's like, there's a hero's journey. And I was like, Do you even fucking know what you're talking about? Because it doesn't really sound like you do. Yeah, every hero's journey has to have the dark night of the soul, right? It's like where you almost get the brass ring. But that did not need to be this WrestleMania moment. That could have been coming to the Royal Rumble and getting screwed at the Royal Rumble. That could have been missing the Royal Rumble because of his injury. That could have been a part of the blowing this chance at WrestleMania. They're just never going to have that steam again. They're never going to have the crowd behind him like that again. It's just not going to happen. And I don't say that to downplay what Cody's capable of, because he's capable of being an amazing storyteller. There's just never going to be an opportunity for someone. Bye-bye now, Mr. Loto. There's just never going to be an opportunity for them to really do anything like this again. It was a once in an opportunity. It was the one shot to tell that story triumphantly. And now it's just anybody's fucking story. Like, that's what people don't understand. I was like, Cody Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes' son's redemption story can only be told once, and it can only be told by him. The story that they're doing now of, whoa, he lost the big one at Mania, and he's going to come back and win at a SummerSlam or something like that, that can be told by literally anyone. That is a plug and play kind of story. Cody doing it for his dad who got the belt stolen from him in the garden, that can't be retold. And I know in July they're going to be in Madison Square Garden, but it's a random fucking SmackDown. You're going to blow that off on free TV? I don't think so. And even if they did, it's just not the same. It's not 80,000 people. It's not the prestige of WrestleMania. It's not the WrestleMania moment. It's not the history moment. And Roman has worked so hard to come from being that guy that everyone was like, fuck that guy, they're just pushing him because he's Vince's favorite. He worked so hard to come from that to being the tribal chief. And now, because I'm telling you, the feeling right now is different than when people whine so-and-so didn't win. The feeling now is really apathetic, somber, sad. The WWE insulted the fans. They cashed in on their goodwill, and there wasn't enough to cover their check. It bounced. You know what I mean? So you get what you get, and you don't pitch a fit. So it's coming on in about 10 minutes. I don't know that I'll watch it live. I've been thinking about like maybe what they could do to kind of rehab the story. And even there are things they could do to rehab the story, and it'll be an interesting story, but it's just not going to have the same build up, the same level of excitement. That's what people don't understand. I'm like, a lot of fans had such an emotional investment in this story, and WWE pulled the rug out from under them. And it's just putting them back in that same mindset of when everybody was so sick of Roman and they would boo him out of the stage, and literally he couldn't leave arenas because people were so pissed about him winning stuff. It feels like that era of wrestling all over again. I mean, within 8 minutes of the video being up on YouTube, I think it had 33,000 dislikes. Wrestling fans will be vocal when they don't like something. And I have not seen them this vocal about not liking an ending for a really, really long, long time. But, we just got to go forward. I mean, the deal is done. We can't go back into it's like when Taker's streak ended, we can be like, wow, y'all fucking suck for that. But we just have to go forward. And, there's a lot of different scenarios people are tossing around. They're tossing around the Garden in July, SmackDown, something happening there, since technically Dusty lost in the Garden or got screwed over in the Garden, and they're like talking about how this is Cody, he had to fail. And I was like, he did fail. That's what the fuck the entire Stardust era was. him trying, having to literally leave and go to another fucking country to make a name for himself in New Japan, open another fucking business with AEW, come back, be on fire, have these amazing matches with Seth, have the injury, come back, win the Rumble. That was his hero story, and they're trying to slice it this different way. I've been like, oh, this is just the first chapter. I'm like, Cody Rhodes' entire career has been a part of these chapters. You fucked up. Just admit that you fucked up. You fucked up. I see a lot of people like trying to explain away that this was a good idea, and it's copium. It's copium all day long. I'm sorry, it's copium. It is. It just is. But there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to go forward. So going forward, I'm sure we'll probably see some amalgamation of Cody with Kevin and Sammy doing bloodline stuff. But you're going to see, mark my words, I usually am pretty observant on this. I feel like you're going to see people given go home heat on the Usos and Roman because the WWE, messed up on their goodwill. But if you're watching this, I want you to remember it's never okay to send death threats to people. All those guys are amazing, and they deserve their flowers for an amazing performance. It's not their fault that the office doesn't always know what's best for business. Those guys did exactly what they were told to do and above and beyond. So we've got about 9 minutes left till the Raw after Mania. So I'm going to end this here. I'm sorry that Matt couldn't join us. I enjoy doing these live streams. They're a lot easier to do than our pre-recorded stuff. So I'll try to see if we can do more of these in the future, but we're going to have to figure out something with Matt first. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Enjoy Raw if you're watching. And if not, keep up on Twitter. I don't know. Until next time, bye-bye.